There are fighters who build their careers over decades, and then there are chosen ones, rare talents who seem born to shake the boxing world before they even reach manhood. Moses Itauma is one of those names, a teenager who already has the world whispering his name with fear and fascination. Behind his quiet smile hide stories that sound almost unreal, secrets of power, speed, and ambition that many champions never dared to dream at his age. But the deeper you look, the more shocking the truth becomes. Moses Itauma is not just a rising star, he is a storm waiting to explode. Today, we uncover facts about Moses Itauma that almost nobody knows. The truths hidden behind his rapid rise, the amazing feats he has already achieved, and the shocking realities that separate him from every heavyweight prospect in history. This is not just another boxing story. This is the revelation of a phenomenon. One of the most shocking things about Moses Itauma is his age. At 18, he's already a professional heavyweight fighter. Most boxers at 18 are amateurs, learning the ropes, fighting in small tournaments. But Itauma? He skipped the slow process and jumped directly into the professional ranks with the swagger of someone twice his age. What makes this even shocking is his dominance. He doesn't just win fights, he dismantles opponents. His pro debut lasted less than 30 seconds, a knockout that announced to the world, "I am not here to play." The crowd was stunned. Reporters immediately began comparing him to Mike Tyson, but with a modern twist. More disciplined, more composed, and frighteningly calculated. Behind this lies a shocking fact. Moses didn't even consider boxing his career until his teenage years. Before that, he was just an athletic kid from Kent. But once he put on gloves, it was like destiny had been activated. Every generation has its next Tyson, but here's what the public doesn't know. Moses Itauma's style and mentality really do mirror Tyson's, but with an added edge. Unlike Tyson, who came from chaos, Itauma has discipline, stability, and the luxury of modern training science behind him. Insiders claim that Itauma hits pads with the kind of explosive force trainers rarely feel even from seasoned heavyweights. He's already sparred with world champions, and the shocking truth is, he holds his own. At 16, he sparred with elite professionals who were shocked at his timing and fearlessness. Some reports even say established fighters were uncomfortable sharing the ring with a teenager because of how powerful and relentless he was. The media calls him the future, but insiders whisper something else. He's already the present. What makes Itauma's power so unique? It's not just muscle or size. It's his biomechanics, his explosiveness, and his natural athleticism. Experts analyzing his punch mechanics noticed something shocking. His hips and shoulders generate torque similar to top knockout artists, but his delivery speed is even faster. What's more, Itauma never focused on bulking up too quickly. He prioritizes speed, explosiveness, and footwork, making him a rare heavyweight who moves like a middleweight but punches like a giant. Trainers often say he's a once-in-a-lifetime physical talent, someone who blends speed and size in ways that shouldn't be humanly possible. And here's the fact few know. In gym sessions, he has recorded punch force measurements that surpass grown world-level fighters before he even turned 18. Moses Itauma has one dream that sounds impossible, yet terrifyingly possible given his trajectory: to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. The record is held by Mike Tyson, who won the title at 20 years and 4 months. Itauma is openly chasing that record. The shocking twist? Unlike many prospects, Itauma doesn't just say it, his team is carefully preparing for it. His management has already lined up fights designed to move him through the ranks quickly, but not recklessly. Each step is calculated, making sure by the time he's 19 or 20, he's ready to face the top of the division. Most prospects spend years padding their record. Itauma is on a mission with a deadline. And if he succeeds, he won't just break Tyson's record, he'll etch his name into history in a way that may never be matched again. But here's a shocking reality almost nobody talks about. Hype can destroy fighters. Many teenage prospects crumble under pressure. For Moses Itauma, the weight of expectation is enormous. He's already being called the future world champion before he's even had 10 fights. That kind of attention can break young men. But Itauma has a secret weapon: his mindset. Coaches and insiders describe him as unshakable. He doesn't get carried away by headlines, he doesn't get distracted by fame. In fact, when asked about the hype, Itauma often shrugs it off and says, "I just need to prove it in the ring." This cold focus is rare for someone so young, and it might be the exact thing that saves him from the curse of early stardom. Still, there's danger. Big promoters, media, and fans want to rush him, and in the heavyweight division, one mistake can end everything. The shocking truth is, his biggest fight may not be against another boxer, but against the pressure of the world itself. By 18, Moses Itauma had already collected amateur titles across the globe. He won gold at the Youth World Championships, showcasing skills that stunned international audiences. His amateur record was dominant, filled with stoppages, and he rarely looked troubled in the ring. But perhaps the most shocking fact, he often trained with professionals and beat them in sparring long before he turned pro. This isn't hearsay. Respected trainers confirmed his ability to hold his own with top 10 heavyweights as a teenager. And when he finally turned professional, his first-round knockouts sent waves through the boxing community. Nobody his age was supposed to be this good, this strong, and this fearless. Away from boxing, Moses Itauma's life has surprising twists. Born to Nigerian parents and raised in the UK, his family environment played a huge role in shaping him. Few know this, but his older brother, Carol Itauma, is also a professional boxer. The Itauma brothers are building something unique, a family of fighters aiming to dominate different divisions.
Moses isn't the loud, brash type you'd expect. He's calm, thoughtful, almost quiet. But this calmness is deceiving because when the bell rings, he transforms into a machine. Insiders also say he studies fight tapes of legends for hours, absorbing details like a sponge. He's obsessed with learning, and unlike many young fighters, he doesn't party, doesn't waste time, and doesn't let distractions creep in. So, who is Moses Itauma really? He is a phenomenon wrapped in mystery. A teenager carrying the power of a man, the mindset of a veteran, and the ambition of a legend. Behind his calm smile hides a storm that the heavyweight division may not be ready for. The shocking facts we've revealed today prove one thing. Moses Itauma isn't just a fighter, he's a generational force. Whether he becomes the youngest champion in history, whether he conquers the heavyweight division, or whether the hype consumes him, one truth remains. Boxing has never seen a teenager like this before. The world is watching, the countdown has begun, and the future of heavyweight boxing may already belong to Moses Itauma. Moses Itauma's journey is not only defined by his explosive power, but also by his unbelievable maturity at such a young age. Most teenagers are still figuring out who they are, yet Itauma was already being compared to greats like Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis before he even turned professional. This is shocking because those legends built their names over years, but Moses, before even becoming an adult, was already being called the future of the heavyweight division. What people don't know is that Itauma didn't stumble into boxing by chance. His story began in the rough and humble surroundings of Kent, England, where he quickly realized that physical talent alone wasn't enough. He needed a mindset that was unbreakable. That's what makes his rise so fascinating. It's not just about skills, but about a mentality that was shaped long before the cameras ever found him. Another amazing fact that very few know is that Itauma trained alongside his older brother, Carol Itauma, who himself is a professional boxer. This family rivalry was not bitter, but deeply motivating. In their household, boxing wasn't just a sport, it was a way of life. Every meal, every conversation, every moment revolved around improving, analyzing, and sharpening their craft. Unlike most boxers who rely on coaches and gyms to push them, Itauma had a built-in support system at home. The two brothers would spar, critique, and drive each other beyond limits. What's shocking is that even as a teenager, Moses was holding his own, sometimes even overpowering boxers who were years older, heavier, and far more experienced. One of the most unbelievable hidden truths about Itauma is how quickly he adapted to the professional scene. Most young fighters are nurtured carefully, eased into the big leagues to avoid being destroyed mentally or physically. But Moses had a different mindset. He wanted the toughest challenges immediately. He publicly admitted that his goal was to break Mike Tyson's record as the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Tyson won his title at 20 years old, and Itauma has made it clear he intends to do it even earlier. That's not just confidence, it's borderline shocking in its audacity. And yet, when you look at his fights, his style, and his dominance, it doesn't feel impossible, it feels inevitable. But here's something most people don't know. Itauma almost walked away from boxing before he turned professional. After dominating the amateur scene, winning European Youth Gold and World Youth Gold, he felt the sport wasn't giving him the recognition he deserved. Imagine this, one of the most talented fighters of his generation, barely out of his teens, considering leaving the ring behind. It was only after deep conversations with his family and coaches that he realized his destiny was too great to abandon. This moment, often overlooked, was a turning point. Without it, the boxing world might have lost its most promising star. Another shocking fact about Itauma is his discipline outside the ring. Unlike many fighters his age, he avoids the nightlife, the distractions, and the temptations that often ruin young prospects. While other teenagers were partying, Moses was studying tapes of Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis. He wasn't just watching highlights, he was breaking down every move, every slip, every counter. That obsession with detail makes him different. It explains why he looks so calm and calculated in the ring, never rushing, never panicking. His youth hides an old soul, a boxer who seems decades more experienced than his birth certificate shows. When it comes to achievements, Itauma's record is nothing short of spectacular. He became the world youth champion at just 17, then claimed European Youth Gold, making him one of the most decorated young amateurs in history. By the time he turned professional in 2023, top promoters were fighting to sign him. Most shocking of all, in his first few professional fights, he destroyed opponents so quickly that fans compared his style to a young Mike Tyson. The power in his punches was terrifying, but even more chilling was his composure, the way he picked apart fighters with precision before unleashing his knockout blows. And yet, despite all of this, Moses Itauma is still barely out of his teenage years. That's what makes his story so dramatic. The world hasn't even seen his prime yet. His achievements so far are just the opening act to what could be one of the greatest careers in boxing history. The shocking part is not that Itauma is great now, it's that his best is still to come, and he might just rewrite everything we thought we knew about the heavyweight division.